Okay, hello, hi, my name is Millie Purdy. Today we are here conducting first aids interview. Today I have with me Mr. Marty and Miss I am Remy and Azura. All right, what I'm gonna ask you to do first is go ahead and drop your macros from the beginning to the end. Try to wait at least 2 seconds before 2 seconds to each macro. Perfect, Mr. Furs. Perfect. I see you have all your macros. Okay, now what I'm going to go ahead and do is go over your HP rules. If you have any questions for me after I'm done reading the HP rules, feel free to do so. Hey, Dwayne, I'm sorry, but floor 2 is closed.
I'll put it in the chat. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Thank you. Okay, rule number 1, do not resuscitate patients on any street surrounding the hospital, PvP, Blue Territory events, or Army base. Do not serve patients who have their weapons drawn. Do not stand cell on the main lobby floor. Do not go AFK on duty because it is a 3-day ban and demotions and all funds returned. Only 2 rank members may be at each desk in rank order. That is your brown, maroons, blue, white, and green. Up to 3 may line up down the hall, also in rank order. If your medication wait time is over 5 minutes, go on emergency calls or med deliveries. If the wait is under 5 minutes, wait in the cafeteria. Whatever you do, do not use the front door. Only rank 6 may enter through the front door, and only rank 7 use the front parking lot. Do not spawn the bus. You must have a DCP or a CP's permission to spawn that bus. So whatever you do, don't spawn that bus. Radio checks are mandatory. So whenever you see them radio checks in the chat, just hit it with a 10-4 copy. Did you have any questions on your HP rules?
No questions.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to go over your MD rules. Rule number 1, refusal to provide medical assistance, refusal to give medicine to civilians, or resuscitating a person without a justified RP reason, provided there is no threat to medic's life, turf war, active shootout, standoff, punishment, 1 reprimand. Firearm use of firearms by medical staff is strictly prohibited. Punishment equals dismissal from the fraction. Adheres to project rules. Medical fraction members must follow all established project rules. Punishment equals from 1 warning to 1 reprimand. Use of official vehicles for personal activities. Personal use of official vehicles is prohibited. Punishment equals 1 warning. Issuing medical certificates. Issuing medical certificates outside the hospital setting is forbidden. Punishment equals 1 warning. Medical actions during dangerous situations, selling medical pills, or resuscitating players during life-threatening situations such as fireflies, other active threats, including to the individual being treated, is prohibited. Punishment equals 1 warning. MD7, gang association and criminal activity, intentionally associating with gangs, committing major crimes, theft, vandalism, murder, or filling with fractions during events is prohibited. Punishment equals dismissal from the fraction. MD8, disrespectful conduct towards colleagues and civilians, disrespectful behavior towards any individual is prohibited. Punishment equals 1 reprimand, dismissal based on fraction leadership's decision. So basically on your higher ups' decisions. MD9, non-compliance with orders, failing to follow orders or observe rank-based subordination, punishment equals 1 reprimand. MD10, use of personal vehicles for EMS work, using personal vehicles for EMS-related tasks is not allowed, punishment equals 1 warning. MD11, proper role play conduct, medical personnel must role play their duties appropriately, including interaction dialogues, announcing assistance, and checking surroundings during emergency. Punishment equals 1 warning. MD12, improper use of tasers, attacking civilians with a taser, weapon, or physical force without an RP reason. Punishment, dismissal from the fraction. Did you have any questions on your MD rules?
No questions.
Perfect. RP rules. RP 13, fractions, NRP, non-RP behavior within game fractions, including harmful releases of prisoners or execution of civilians by the police. Punishment equals exoneration from the fraction and or from 30 minutes in 1-state jail to a 3-day ban. RP 14, sexual harassment, any form of non-consensual sexual actions, including stimulations and explicit dialogue, action, use of ethnic or LGBT slurs, or excessive attention. All sexual actions require OOC consent, such as actions should not occur in public or frequently visited areas. Punishment equals 60 minutes mute or 24-hour to a 30-day ban. RP 15, disruption of fraction operations, intentionally provoking fraction members for entertainment or disrupting fraction operations prohibited. Punishment equals 30 minutes in 1-state jail. RP 16, criminal acts against emergency personnel. Any criminal acts towards medical personnel are prohibited. Punishment equals from 90 minutes in 1-state jail to a 12-hour ban. Did you have any questions on your MD rules? Your RP rules, excuse me.
Yeah, no questions.
All right, perfect. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and ask you about 10 questions. Now, know that when I ask you these questions, there's no right or wrong answers here. You can try to answer these questions to the best of your ability. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Perfect. All right. Question number 1. Why did you want to go ahead and become a nurse? Why did you want to join this medical fraction?
Because after coming in HP, I've seen a few of other colleagues and thought it seemed quite a friendly environment compared to the other stuff that was in the server.
Okay. What do you think you could, what great offers can you think you can bring to the HP? What are some things you think you can change around here?
I'm rule abiding and I feel like I can get the tasks done within a good amount of time.
Okay. Go ahead. Did you want to say something else?
No, sorry.
You're fine. All right. What does team leadership mean to you? Why is it important?
Because it keeps everyone under control and working in a good manner.
Okay.
And it's important to keep everything underlined in check.
That's right. It is very important. We take it serious here in HP. We all work as a team. And we always look up to our higher ones that's higher than us. So, yeah. Okay, not a bad answer. Okay, my next one will be to you. How would you handle a situation under pressure? So if you're downstairs at the front desk and you seen 2 colleagues going at it, and it's really hectic down there, how would you handle that situation?
If I couldn't de-escalate it myself, or I feel like I didn't have the ability to de-escalate it, I would ask for help from someone who's higher up and explain the situation to them.
Correct. All right, I like that answer. It's always, yes, that's important to always go ahead and make sure you call for your higher ups, and always try to keep that body cam. And when I say body cam, make sure you keep that screen recorder on at all times because it's gonna cover you.
Yeah.
right. My next question to you is, what are two mistakes you've made since being in this fraction, and what have you learned from them?
Uh, so as I was pulling up into the HP, someone was shooting at my car to a point it broke down. I got out and then someone shouted me over to revive them, but because I was distracted about a car, I accidentally revived them outside of HP. But I've realised obviously that's not allowed, so I've not made that mistake again.
Okay.
And that's the only mistake I think I've made, to be fair. Other than being on the floor and not behind a desk.
Gotcha. All right. And you learn from them, correct?
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. Why is it important to follow the chain of command? And when I say the chain of command, I mean like your higher ups. So starting with, I'm a rank 6. My two lovely maroons that's on my side, they are rank 4s. I'm sorry, rank 3s. And Ezra is a rank 4. So then we have our white coats with blue shirts. They are rank 7s. And then you have your DCPs and your CP. So those will be your higher ups. Why is it important to follow that chain of command?
Because we all have... Sorry.
Take your time.
It's important because obviously so no mistakes are being made. And then, because everyone has a boss who's higher up than them, they can give you better advice who are more experienced with everything.
Okay. Not a bad answer. Yes, it's always important to follow that chain of command. So you being in the green scrub, your job is to go ahead and come to these people right here, which is your maroons, and then they will go ahead and go to their browns because that's their chain of command. And then the browns will come to a white coat or myself because we are their chain of command. So yeah, that's why we say it's important to follow that chain of command.
Yeah.
All right. My next question is going to be, if you got an emergency call and you arrived to the scene and you seen a police officer, a civilian down, who's the person you're going to go ahead and give that care to? Who you're going to say first?
The police officer.
Okay, I'm not going to say that's a bad answer, but what I'll say is the person that is standing in that red circle, the person that made that 911 call, is the person that you will go ahead and save. Now, if the scene is clear and is safe, then if you have time, you can go ahead and pick up that that next person. But you always want to focus on that person that's standing in that red circle.
Okay, my bad.
No, you're fine. That's, like I said, it's not a bad answer. All right. My next question to you is going to be, what are the areas you cannot perform CPR at?
Around the HP territory zones, PvP zones.
Okay, so what you're gonna...
Is it?
Go ahead.
There's one more, actually. Sorry, I can't remember.
No, you're fine. Okay, so there's gonna be your HP, of course, around your HP, Army base, no around PD, and make sure no gang territories. So on the map, you see them where they have the blue and orange zones. You do not go in those areas to perform CPR.
Yeah, okay.
All right. My next question is going to be to you. What days can we spawn the bus?
I forgot what the role you said it was, but only when they save it you can.
Yes, so we won't never spawn that bus. So we will go to our DCP or CP and we'll ask permission if it's okay to go ahead and get the bus, but it's not gonna happen. So we usually, the DCPs and CPs sometimes throw events where we have a chance to ride on the bus. But other than then, whatever you do, once you get into your white coats or your maroon, or browns, don't spawn that bus because it's automatically dismissed for you.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so now what I'm gonna go ahead and do is open the floor, so they can go ahead and ask you a couple of questions. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Did you guys have any questions for Mr. First?
Yes.
Go ahead, Remy.
How do you manage stress when the server is full and the hospital is overwhelming?
So what you say? How do I manage stress?
Yes, when the server is full, when we have like a lot of people downstairs, and it's stressful for you and it's overwhelming, how would you handle that?
I would see if there was anyone available who could maybe cover my position, and if I could do maybe another task, or talk about maybe switching the location to that I am working in.
Okay.
But it's very rare I get stressed.
So Remy, do you think you could a little bit explain to First how to kind of go about that, like how he be able, like how he should remain calm if he finds himself in a situation like that?
So basically, what I do is I just take time and take a breather. Maybe I might step outside and go to floor zero, just for a breather, and then just come back. Um, Sometimes I kind of, have to just musa because we are dealing with patients here, and sometimes they do get impatient with things. But just a cool off is nice. Just to go out and just get a breather and just come back.
Okay.
All right. Anybody else have any questions for Mr. First? Mr. Marty, did you have one?
I did, but that was like real similar to it. I was just want to ask him, how do he, handle hostile situations? So that was also kind of my question.
Okay, you want to go ahead and try to ask him a different one?
Okay, give me a second to think of some.
Okay. In the meantime, Ezra, did you have any questions for Mr. First?
Nah, I'm cool.
Okay.
Okay, I have one. So, Mr. Aidolf, say if you was out on CPR runs and you had someone you was picking up through emergency calls, and it is another person that's there with them that needs your help, but someone there has a gun out on the opposite person. Would you still help them, or what would you try to do?
I would explain to a person who's got the gun out, I'm just trying to do my job, and then I'd go ahead and revive the person who made the call.
Okay, so just for a little better clarification, which that is not bad to ask. What I do personally when I pull up, I ask everybody, is it safe for me to revive even the person on the emergency call, because we don't know who's around, and maybe gang members around us trying to hurt him again once we do pick him up. So that's what I do. As soon as I roll up, before even getting out the car, I just ask, is it safe to pick this person up? Sometimes they say yes, sometimes they say no. If they don't say anything, I'll look, double check. If they still there with their guns out, I'll just go on to my next call, because it's pretty much just not safe. But I think it's easy. That's how I was taught as well. Just to pull up and ask, is it safe? If they say yes, do your thing. And if not, just move on to the next, unfortunately.
Okay, that seems to make more sense.
All right. So now I have another question for you, Mr. First. Why is it important to have patient confidentiality?
In case, because there'll be information that they won't want other people to know about them. So it's all private information. And it's respect for the customers.
That's right. it's important to keep patients' confidentiality safe within you and not let it get out, because that's automatically dismissed, and we don't want that. So it's best to keep whatever your patient shares with you to yourself.
Okay.
Okay, I think why is it important to always R&R? And when I say R&R, that is report and record. Why is that important?
In case any situations happen where, do you mean like with the, sorry, do you mean like record with it as in the body cam?
Yes, as you using your body cam. So it's not really your body cam, but it will be your screen record, which we say is body cam.
Yeah, okay, so in case you're in a situation where maybe someone could lie about you and then it could get you in trouble, as if you're not recording, then you've got no proof or way to back yourself up. It's your word against theirs.
That's right. Now, I will tell you that working here, you do see a lot of things. You do hear a lot of things. You do find yourself in situations that you just have no business being a part of. So be careful. Be mindful. And always remain your screen record on, because like I said, downstairs sometimes it becomes chaos. Sometimes you hear people being disrespectful. You don't want to come to us and tell us, oh, well, I saw Marty and Remy downstairs arguing and they were going back and forth. Saying, the first thing we're going to ask you when you come to us, did you have that body cam? So it's important to always have that on, because it's going to actually go ahead and make our higher ups go ahead and handle that situation. So that way, if they got to be let go, then they got to be let go.
Okay.
All right. All right. I don't have
I
any.
have one more question for you. I'm very.
Oh, no, you're fine.
You noticed that another nurse is not following protocol, as in basically giving med kits away to a patient that has a weapon in their hand, and you've seen him do it multiple times. How would you go about that situation?
I'd explain to them that we're not supposed to give medkits to people with weapons out. And if they continue to do it, I'd put the body cam on and then inform a higher up.
Correct.
Absolutely.
All right. And well, if nobody else has any more questions for Mr. First, Mr. First, did you have any questions for us?
No, I've got no questions.
All right. Well, that will conduct Mr. First's interview.